the first one we're going to do is a series circuit with one battery, one light, and one switch, okay? So I always start with the battery because that's where our circuit kind of starts at. So we're going to start by just drawing a battery in our circuit there, which is a long line and a short line, okay? And then off of both ends of the battery, we need to connect wires. So I'm going to draw a wire over to here and a wire over to there, okay? So remember, straight solid lines are wires. We're just going to connect some wires off of our battery. Then we need to draw in one light. And this is a series circuit, so everything is on the same path or loop. So I'm going to draw in one light bulb. And then on that same path, I need to put a switch. Okay, so on that same path, I'm just going to draw a switch on there. Okay. This is a series circuit. Everything is on the same loop or path. And I want us to label each thing on here. So this is our battery. This is our light. And did I draw an open or a closed switch? Closed. So we're going to label this as a closed switch. Oop. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Closed switch. Okay. Any questions about that first one? Okay. This is where your three different colors. We're going to use those on this second circuit so I can show you kind of where the path is and we can think about where we should put a switch at. Okay? So the next one, we're drawing a parallel circuit with one battery, 3 lights, and 1 switch. And the key thing with the switch should be placed so it turns off all of the lights when it's open. Okay? So starting with the battery, we'll just draw our battery in there. And then with a parallel circuit, each light needs its own branch, okay? So I'm going to draw some wires coming off of our battery. And the first light is going to be on this first branch here, okay? And then I need to build a second branch off of there for my next light. So my next light comes off of here, and it's a second branch, and I connect that back in. And then my third light goes on a third branch. When it's a parallel circuit, each component needs its own branch. Okay, so a third light on the third branch. And then this is where the colors come in. What I want you to do is I want you to color each of your lights a different color, and we're going to trace the path that the current takes. I'll do yellow for my last one. For each of these light bulbs, okay? So just color your 3 light bulbs 3 different colors, and I'm going to show you the path that the current takes. Where does the current start at? The battery. So we're going to do the first one first. Mine's the orange color. I start at the battery, and I go down here, and when I get to this junction, does it go straight or does it turn right? Turns right because we want to go through the orange battery, okay? So it turns, and then it goes and comes back up to the battery, okay? We always start at the battery and return to the battery. Next is our blue light, or your second light, whatever one you used for your second light, okay? Here, we start where again? Battery, okay? We start at the battery. It leaves the battery, and now it goes straight instead of turning right at the first junction. And it turns, goes into our light bulb, comes out of our light bulb, and heads back to the battery, okay? Our third path starts again at the battery. It leaves the battery, comes down. This one's kind of hard to see, but goes into our light bulb. Then it leaves our light bulb and goes back to the battery as well, okay? So those are the 3 paths that the current takes. If we want to put a switch, so when the switch is open, it turns off all of the lights. We want to put it where all 3 of the lights' current overlaps, okay? Where would that be at where all 3 would be affected by the switch?
Right by the battery.
Right by the battery. You could put it on this side or this side because notice all 3 paths overlap both of these sides. If I put a switch right here, which lights would those turn off? You can just say the colors. Blue and yellow, right? If I put a switch here, only the yellow light would turn off if it was opened, okay? So where you put the switch matters because it turns off certain lights. So we want it to turn off all the lights. We're going to add our switch in, and this is our switch, on either side. You could put it on either side where all 3 paths overlap. Okay? Awesome. Any questions about that?